Hello, my name is Samantha Glassel, and today I'm here to present my research project proposal. So let's go on and dive into the light bulb and find out what my topic is. So my topic for my research is social emotional learning. I'm going to be looking at three different curriculums and comparing them. And based on the pictures on this page, they come from some of the curriculums that I will be looking into. So I felt that that was important to include. Let's go on and move into what my guiding questions are. So I have a couple of guiding questions that when I'm researching and reading a study, I really think about these and aim to answer them. So the first one is, which social emotional curriculums are available to school districts? When schools implement a curriculum, is it school wide or is it just a specific teacher trying it out in one classroom? How is the curriculum delivered to the students? Is it integrated with their regular academics, or is it a separate class? That's how I want to answer that question. What is the impact of the curriculum on the students? Are students able to manage their emotions and solve problems better? And how well did that curriculum work? And was there any regression during those months in the summer when they weren't receiving that intervention? So when they came back in the fall, did they regress and have to learn again how to implement the SEL curriculum, or were they able to just dive right back in? All right, let's go back home and find out what key research I found. So I have found that specifically in a school setting, social, emotional, and behavioral problems present significant challenges in teaching and learning, which is what makes my research important, because if we implement that SEL curriculum, then we see, based on the research and that last bullet point, we can see that have been improvements when this has happened, and there have been significant improvements in their social emotional skills by the end of the year. Another thing that I have learned, that is, in order for students to be able to grasp the concepts of the social emotional learning that the teacher is teaching, they first need to be able to know their inner emotions and how to deal with those, and being able to express them. And then lastly, another key part of my research is that many teachers that find success in implementing SEL go above and beyond the explicit instruction and infuse that into their daily classroom culture. So that's what I found so far in my key research. Let's move on to my research question. So I want to answer the question that when comparing social emotional curriculums such as Second Step, Positive Action, and Ruler, which program has proven to be the most effective in targeting behaviors and emotions among elementary students? So that's the question that I'm going to aim to answer. Let's move on to the terms and concepts. So, a couple of terms that I've come across in almost all of my research so far include social emotional skills, SEL programs, emotion regulation, positive youth development. And you can go ahead and read those definitions, but those seem to be a defining factor in my research. And I'm sure this list will grow as I research more. Um, let's move on to the literature. For the purpose of this study, the population will include literature that has explored elementary students and how they respond to social emotional learning that was implemented within their school. The literature will also explore three different curriculums, like I mentioned before: Second Step, Positive Action, and Ruler, in order to compare the efficacy and look at how those behaviors and emotions changed within that student population. So that's what my literature is going to specifically look at when I'm reading different journal studies. The research setting. So my research will take place in elementary schools, K4 through 5th, school-wide practices, and within the United States. Lastly, my research method will be from WLC databases, the search terms that I included before. My exclusions will be for curriculums that aren't school-wide. And in order to record my findings, I'll use a spreadsheet in order to track my sources and compare the outcomes. And here are